Okay, I'm done for the day. I just gotta rake all this in to level it out right there. Everything's buttoned up, sealed up. Right there, 77 volts is getting it right now. 77 volts. I got the breaker turned off because it connected to nothing on the inside. Now when I charge my battery, since we only use it as a portable generator, I have an extension cord that I just plug it in, but it does use a lot of juice because when I'm charging that Growatt inverter, the inverter itself, the 3000 watt inverter, is using power. So now that this is off right here, you see, oh, you thought I was crazy. You see that contoured to what I need to contour with it by heating it up. Okay, now it goes into the house, and on the other side of this I'm gonna have another one of these pushed up, so then this way it's pushed in together right here and holding. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put this to electric box on the inside, then run my wire to there to my Growatt inverter on the inside. One bad thing about having solar panels and not having it finished is you feel like you're giving away free electricity every day. Talk to you later. Subscribe, like, and share. What's going on, everybody? Rob here, aka Trive2323, ready for Bedhead Sunday today. This is our feat today. These are our solar panels. There's only 400 watts. We're adding two more 320 watt 24 volts, make 48, another 48 volts to go into another string I got right here. These right here are actually pumping 77 volts, 400 watts right now. Okay, I got them grinded out right here. I got my eco-worthy combiner. They're not going into anything right now. Really what I wish with these right here is they would have electrical knockouts, so I could go with an electrical knockout. Today I'm running the box for it. See the box right there with all the underground pipe. Now I told you last winter I need to get this done before this winter. And I have when I built my laundry room mudroom, I left the outlet behind my tomato plants for the dryer vent. So you see my pipe is coming here. Why did I go a 1-inch pipe? Well, this pipe right here is going to be actually just on the side of this piece of wood right here. This is an underground pipe right here, and that's an outdoor wire. I went with 1 inch because I had an extra boat cable. So that's 10 gauge right there, and it reaches from over there to over there. Now you're like, oh, that's a $100 cable and you're gonna cut the ends off. Well, I got two of them, so I'm cutting the ends off, and they were free. So I'm gonna cut the ends off, make my wires, and put it in the outlet box. But this, with the combiner box, I do have to find in my basement, there's underground outdoor wire that I could put from my combiner box down into this box. Here's the thing, I got a little trencher. I'm only gonna go about 6 inches down, enough to get this pipe in right now, because I don't want to go 12 inches down, because over here it got to start coming out the bottom and then turn right here. So what I'm gonna do is do this first and get this formed in here, because I am gluing them together so no water can get through. But I'm gonna do these two pipes first, because I want this to be able to bend really good right here underground. And then if you have to warm it with a little heat gun, you can warm it and form it a little bit better. Now I got this box right here. This box right here is gonna be from coming up into the house right there, so I could get the wires from here into the house right there. And once you're from here to in there, you could use regular wire. Okay, now on this side right here, I got another box with a cover, but this box has two underground 1-inch lines. Now this underground 1-inch line, like I said, that's the only reason why I don't like this. There's no knockouts here, they're just clips right here, so I gotta have the bare wire go underneath the box. But this is gonna be last, because when I have only one length of wire right here, so I want to make sure it gets into the house and into the box first. And I'm going to start trenching. Everything's going to be out the way, because I'm trying to get a straight shot right there. I might even line the pipes up and put spray paint over them, so now I know where I got to trench. Okay, so I got to put these two together. Before I did that, I got my drill out and I went through the foam where my dryer was. I went through the foam. I got this piece measured from in the basement to here with a little bit extra room. Jack of all trades, master of not putting away my tools. I have no idea where my little ratchet pipe cutter is, so I got this right here, and I'm just gonna put the pipe in a circle as I cut it. There you go. I got a little bit leeway here and a little bit leeway in there. So that right there is gonna be the L. Right here. That's gonna be the L going up into the house. Now I don't want to run this wire through because I gotta warm it up to get a curve over there. Well, see, that's gonna go in right there. Then after that, then that's flush to the wall. And then we're gonna fill in the rest with foam again. Now I gotta come down into the L right here. But now I can't come down into that L till I start to get my trench to go down here and to go around right here. Right here, if you look at it, oh, that looks kind of tacky. Next year, that's going to be under the deck. There's a deck that's going to, when you walk off the bottom stair, the deck's going to be even all the way across. So for this year, yes, that's going to be under the deck. So I got to slope it down into the ground to go that way now. Okay, welcome Murphy. Alright, so I got this lined up. I just got to get this piece measured from here to here. Alright, so I go along the side. Don't forget, this is going to be a deck all across here next year. It's all a deck. But I forgot, for some reason, there is a concrete piece that goes all the way across the backyard. When I put the other electric underground, I had to go underneath it also. So I just went completely underneath it. So instead of warming up right here, I'm probably gonna have to warm up right here to get it a little bit further in that way. But like, this really ain't gonna matter come next year, because all that's gonna be, my deck is coming out to probably about right here, from right there to right there, from here all the way back, then all the way back that way is gonna be concrete. So you're gonna be walking, when you get off that bottom stair, you're gonna be on the deck all the way to the cars, all the way to the carport. But this right here, I wanted this to get low enough where it's really not going to make it, so I could put the, I mean, this is small. We had a bigger patio that I took apart. We had a bigger patio I took apart because we were flooding a lot right here. So see, I put all these right here all the way back, but it's all going to come off the concrete. But right now we're on this, so I did deal with that. I'm going to have to heat it up probably right in here to turn it. So before I heat it up, I did buy an extra stick that I already started cutting. This is the extra. When you get your length, you got to get like an extra 10 feet or extra 2 sticks, because don't forget, you're still going to have to come up, and you're still going to have, I got to go in over here, but over there it just comes up. So that's why that's last. This is a focus where it has to be exactly on. That could be up or down. So that's why I started here first. The line's not going through yet until I warm it up and shape it, and then I'll put the line through. Everything's connected in here. I got to take this cover off right here. You know, you can strap it down if you need to strap it down. You can strap it down if you need to strap it down. I'll put some bricks. I don't mind that this part is above this, because like I says, next year we're gonna have a deck, probably starting back here and head out that way. All the way 16, 18 feet out that way is gonna be a deck. So all this is gonna be under the deck. But since I had to go under this concrete goes all the way across the length of the house, I had to go underneath it. This is the connection. I'm gonna have to warm it, warm all this, and push this down when I warm it so it can sit flat. I want it to sit flat. Now the wire's not in it yet. But the ends are cut out, and then I have to push it in from this side going that way. And I say that because that's the way they overlap. See, if I push it in this way, it goes right into the other tube. If I push it in this way, it gets stuck on the other tube. So you want it to go the way the water would flow, kind of, so it don't get stuck on the other tube. But right now, with the heat gun, I'm gonna warm the pipe some and get it where I want it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and run the wire through after the pipe cools some.
See how it bends in right there. It bends in, but you can't run the wire through there. You have to go ahead and let it harden again, and then you could run your wire through. Shaped it right there, and if I wanted to, I could try to shape it right here, but this is underneath the concrete, so this one's going to be okay. I just gotta let that cool off right now, but since I'm letting that cool off, I can finish digging the trench right here before I run the whole wire. But that got a good S. You see that got a good S down there. It's on 1500 watts. Okay, so that's gonna go ahead and cool off. Now, this is UV protectant, but I burned some of it. So what I'm gonna do is put a gray, I got gray Eastwood UV undercoating for UV sun and everything. I'm put that right there. But while that's cooling, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the trench to over there. But I decided to just go above this right here, like all that will be under the deck anyways. The deck will probably even come out to right here next year. So that's ready to go. Clamp that in, brick that in, whatever you want. I'm not touching it until this completely hardens. I end up wanting it flatter to the ground, so I went up and heated this side also, put more bricks on it, and got the curve I wanted. Now I gotta let the brick set. When it cools off, as it cools and hardens, that's the mold that's gonna keep right here. Now when you're in your long lengths, you see I got an S going on here. I just was looking down and digging, looking down and digging. The long lengths, it doesn't matter right here. Then how squirmy it is, it does take away some square footage. But this right here, I want this screwed onto the wood as close to the combiner box as possible. I gotta be able to put some clips in it. So this is going to be next to the ground. It's going to come up next to the ground pole all the way up. So I went overzealous on that curve right here, which is buried. It's about 6 inches down, I'd venture to say. I got to the end right here, so I got to measure where the angle's going to be. I know the sun's in the way. Where the angle's going to be right here. I got to measure this distance to the end of the pipe, and then I'm going to have to cut this off, and the rest is going to be my up pipe going in the garage. Okay, Murphy stepped in. I am short one coupling. I have to go from that to the box. I have the pipe and I have the box, but nobody wants this box this low right here. The box got to be up here somewhere. Up here somewhere. So before I run to the local Ace Hardware, because that's closer than the big box stores, I have to pull. This right. I have to pull the wire through here. Now honestly, I tried pushing it already and it didn't come all the way. It almost came through, so I gotta push the feed it through here and go ahead and pull and push at the same time. Don't skimp on the tape when you're fixing it to your wire. Don't skimp on the tape. Now I'm gonna have to go get my honey for this one, because she's gonna have to pull from that end and I'll push from this one, because if you're just pulling, you're putting a lot of tension on that. If you're pushing and pulling at the same time, that's a whole thick gauge wire that I'm trying to get through there right now. Okay, ready? All right, you go ahead. Hold on, we gotta do tape. Huh? It's okay, just try to pull. Hold on, okay. Alright, let me see. Hallelujah. 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 I got it out right when it was gonna break off. I got it out. Pull it through a little bit, make sure I had enough room on the back end on the inside of the building, then go in to get the coupling. Now this is why I buy these for my outside corners, the little L's, because with that in the pipe, now I can put this through this way and feed that. Now that's gonna be pulled all the way into the basement, and then I can see how much I got to work with up and down over there. Okay. Was able to get that all the way in the basement. All that's going to be decorated, whatever, finished. I never drilled the hole because I didn't want to put concrete in there because I always had an idea of going through there with solar. This is thought way in advance. I got to get a coupling for this pole right here. This got to get reburied. Pulling it, I pulled it out the ground. That's enough to get me to about right there, because I got to dig that in the ground again. So that'll be about right there, and I got enough for that right there. Just got to go get the coupling now. Okay, finished running the wires. What I don't like is I would prefer this PV combiner box to have a knockout in it, because these are waterproof, but they come down to regular wires. So my hot, you see I put marine grade adhesive sealant in there because I just put a PVC pipe running into the box I got right here. So I got the connections made, I got that, everything's on. This is running 77 volts, but I have the breaker off right now because I still got to run the pipe. See, the breaker's off right now. Lines are coming right up in there. The ground is going to the ground rod. Panels are going to the ground rod. This ground right here, I don't have the wire connected to anything, and let me explain to you why. So anything arcs, say lightning hits this, lightning hits the arcs over to these panels, I want it to ground into the ground rod. I don't want it to run to my line underground into the house. Now where my Growatt is inside the house, that is grounded over itself. So with the ground rod inside the house, if anything hits the house or anything arcs the house, it's gonna ground rod to the right outside the house right here. But if I ground this and ground that, it's still gonna go into underground wires, which I don't want. So my underground wires for my solar, I just have one hot and one neutral. And they say it's negative, but I'm going to the house, and the boat, the yellow is the ground and the red is the hot. So I'm in the house now, so the black is the hot and the yellow is the neutral. So it's all crazy wherever you go. So in my house now, going into the house, it's a whole other day. I'm gonna go ahead and get another elbow, another one of these elbows right here, that are gonna go right to the inside of the house, right on the other wall, and then it's gonna go up and across to my Growatt inverter. But when you glue those two together, you have access to the wire, and they work to hold each other in because they're cemented in. Either way, I'm done for the day. That was running the wires for the solar panels to get to inside my house. I'm trying to do this whole thing where I'm trying to use stuff that I have around the house or stuff that was given to me free. I used to just go ahead and grab everything that I need, and it was doubles. I had doubles of this, I had doubles of that. So the line I ran underground, that thick yellow line, that's a 30 amp RV or 30 amp marine thing that was given to me, marine cable that was given to me, and it just reached to the only reason why that box is right there, because that's the height that it reached at. And it reached perfectly to get that inside the house, and that's probably 8 gauge wire, 8 or 10 gauge wire that's going on that span. So it's pretty cool. It worked out that way. All right, talk to you later. Subscribe, like, and share. Next, I'm going to go from the inside of the house to the Growatt inverter. That I don't have to go underground or use any special piping or whatever. That I'm probably going to use VX cable on the inside.